반짝이는 눈빛 눈이 부셔 매일 날 감싸주는 손길.
My sister-in-law is slowly starting to remember things again, and the waiting is finally over. Choi Myung-ji had a plan to get rid of Shin Yeo-jin for good. One day, while Shin Yeo-jin was sitting alone in her wheelchair, Choi Myung-ji saw her chance. She began pushing the wheelchair toward a staircase, planning to push her down. But just as she was about to do it, something unexpected happened. What follows is the story of how Choi Myung-ji's plan failed and how she was eventually punished for what she did. Shin Yeo-jin woke up from her coma, but whenever she saw Choi Myung-ji, she would stare coldly and keep her distance. Goo-hana noticed this change and started to suspect that Choi Myung-ji had something to do with what happened to Shin Yeo-jin. But without any proof, Goo-hana stayed quiet and kept watching. Choi Myung-ji could tell Hana was suspicious, but she acted confident like she had nothing to hide. A few days later, while cleaning the hospital room, Goo-hana found something strange under a table. She saw a small black device sticking out. When she picked it up carefully, she realized it was wired up with a recorder. Her heart dropped. She shut the hospital room door and tried to figure out who could have placed it there. The only person who came to mind was Choi Myung-ji. Goo-hana took the device to Yoon Sung-ho and told him her suspicion. He was shocked at first but then quietly agreed. This had to be Choi Myung-ji's doing. They both knew they couldn't stay silent anymore. When Choi Myung-ji approached Shin Yeo-jin again, Yoon Sung-ho began digging into her past phone calls and actions. They started gathering proof to take legal actions against her. Meanwhile, Shin Yeo-jin's memories slowly returned. At first, she only reacted to certain words or faces, but soon she started remembering more clearly. This made both Choi Myung-ji and Yoon Se-young very nervous, afraid that the truth would come out. Yoon Se-young was especially worried if Shin Yeo-jin remembered everything, she would expose the false charges of embezzlement Yoon Se-young had placed on her. This made Yoon Se-young anxious and she started to pull away from Choi Myung-ji. Then one day, Yoon Se-young discovered the terrible things her mother had done, including the moments she tried to hurt Shin Yeo-jin and a secret conversation with a detective. Shocked and hurt, she started avoiding her mother, barely speaking or making eye contact. Feeling rejected by both her daughter and Se-young, Choi Myung-ji began to lose touch with reality. She talked to herself in mirrors, scratched the walls, and repeated Shin Yeo-jin's name as she lost control. Finally, she decided she had to act before Shin Yeo-jin could remember everything. If she didn't do something soon, all her secrets would be exposed. A few days later, Choi Myung-ji tricked Goo-hana and Yoon Sung-ho into leaving the hospital room, saying someone had come to visit. Then, she pushed Shin Yeo-jin's wheelchair toward the hospital's back garden. It was a peaceful spring day, but she quietly headed toward a hidden hill with steep stairs. At that moment, Eun-chong was walking through the ward and saw something strange in the sunlight. Someone pushing a wheelchair. As he looked closer, he realized it was Shin Yeo-jin, and the person pushing her was Choi Myung-ji. His eyes widened in shock. He quickly followed and hid behind the pillar, watching as she pushed the wheelchair toward a quiet, dangerous path. There was an old warning sign near the stairs, and he knew something was very wrong. He ran into the room and shouted out a warning. Choi Myung-ji was taking Shin Yeo-jin toward danger. Goo-hana understood immediately. She rushed out of the room, leaving her things behind, and told Eun-chong to stay there. His eyes were full of worry as he nodded, silently hoping nothing bad would happen.
'Cause you are beautiful, a beautiful stranger.